There's nothing like riding a trusty steed into battle, but in the Star Wars universe, they don't have elephants, camels, or even horses. They have to rely on other means. And naturally, the Mandalorians would take that even further, as they didn't ride flesh and blood beasts into battle, but instead machinery. Today, we'll be talking about the Mandalorian Basilisk war droids.
No one before me had mastered the power of our Basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with the Basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below. The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched.
Mandalorian Army Basilisk Combat Mount. The Basilisk war droid is a nightmare creation, a war chariot that left planets torn and bleeding during the Great Sith War and the Mandalorian Wars, 4,000 standard years before the New Republic. The Basilisk still inspires awe, even though the deactivated specimens are seen only behind transparisteel barriers in museum displays. The Basilisk war droid looks like a living thing, a hard-shelled beetle, or an armored Zalorian rock lion. In motion, however, it behaves more like a dropship. The Mandalorians liked to plunge from orbit straight down to a planet's surface, using the breakneck rate of descent to confound the auto-targeters of their opponents' cannons. Wearing vacuum-sealed battle armor, Mandalorians had no difficulty operating their mounts in deep space. Basilisks are both beasts and machines. The Mandalorians did not build them, but looted them from the poisoned Basiliskan homeworld. The self-aware alien constructs became loyal companions to the Mandalorians and their closest allies in battle. The intelligence level of a war droid was only slightly higher than that of a domesticated animal, and Mandalorian warriors developed deeply empathic relationships with their mounts. They fed them energy-rich, low-cap plasma mixed with unrefined narcoleth. In battle, the Basilisks became preternaturally quick extensions of their riders' bodies. When a Basilisk fell in battle, the Mandalorians gave it the honors of a warrior's funeral before sending it into the heart of a star. The Basilisk war droid boasted a number of exotic weapons, including a nose cluster of shockwave generator rods that could fire a hole-puncturing plasma burst, pulse-wave cannons, and shatter missile launch tubes adorned the hulls of many droids, sometimes hidden behind armored scales. The droid's heavy front claws, used as landing struts, could also flatten obstacles or rip open the flesh of enemies. Mandalorian riders often strapped weapons to the outside of their mounts, decorating the droids with the menacing glint of axes, swords, and flash pistols. No two war droids were exactly the same. The most common configuration of Basilisk, the open combat model, darkened the skies with their numbers during planetary assaults. Other, less common configurations included the wasp-shaped stealth model and the two-seated heavy bomber. Open combat models could also deliver explosives themselves by towing a volatile atomic compression bomb between two droids and catapulting it into a capital ship or the hull of an orbital station. The age of Mandalorian dominance ended when the Jedi known as Revan defeated the ruling Mandalore on Malachor V in 3961 BBY. The shamed Mandalorians were forced to destroy their Basilisk droids under the eyes of Revan and entered a new era as the embittered Mandalorian mercs. Looking down at the figure, number 1. Intake jets. 2. Laser cannons. 3. Shatter missile launchers. 4. Weapons compartments. 5 shockwave generator rods, 6 heavy brawling claws, and 7 high boost engines. And that is the Mandalorian Basilisk war droids. Let me know what you thought of these fearsome mounts in the comments section down below. Feel free to suggest droids for future episodes if you would like, down there as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, thanks for watching.